City boy, city boy.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy, Nate the Great, back with another video. And you know we gotta go ahead and do a Friday night Smackdown review, baby. Alright, now, my initial thoughts on this show, it breaks down into just a couple of things, man. There were far too many fucking advertisements tonight. Like, it felt like I watched more advertising than I watched wrestling. Like, I watched far more advertising than I watched wrestling tonight. And that is crazy. That is insane. It's like every single time I looked up or looked down, walked away for a second, came back, got a drink, got a cigarette, come back, it's another fucking advertisement, bro. It's like they did not let up on the advertisements tonight. Let's just say that. We had advertisements all through the first hour, just riddled with them through the second hour, and it was just bad during the third hour. Like, it was just fucking bad. And then, of course, we got no Cody Rhodes, no John Cena, no Roman Reigns, CM Punk, no, hell, not even a Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre got thrown. Just so you can understand what kind of night tonight was, if I can put it in the simplest way possible. Drew McIntyre got thrown into a match tonight for Backlash, and Drew McIntyre wasn't even on the card tonight. We did not see Drew McIntyre tonight. Yet he got put in for a match at Backlash. That's the kind of night that we had tonight. To do a review on this show is kind of hard, you know what I mean? We'll go through what all happened and whatever. But such little happened tonight. Most of the night was basically just advertisements and long ass wrestling matches between people that we could not possibly give a shit about. And that was basically that. So yeah, those are my initial thoughts on the show, man. This shit was hard to get through, dog. 3 hours of nonsense. But yeah, let's go ahead, get this shit started, man. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Now, we start off with LA Knight coming out to cut a promo. Now, usually I'm happy to see LA Knight, okay? Usually I'm very happy to see LA Knight. The problem is that what I've already learned from last week, LA Knight is not moving on to try to, get to that main event. LA Knight is content with being in the mid card and going after the fucking United States Championship again and again and again and again and again. So usually I'm very excited to see LA Knight, but while I was still pretty excited to see him, I just wasn't all the way into it, man, because I already knew what was coming next. LA Knight comes out and he complains. Yes, this is what we do now. LA Knight complains that he didn't get the immediate rematch that he felt like he deserved. So then he got put into a number one contenders match. And then because of Damian Priest and Solo Sikoa and all them motherfuckers, but it's Damian Priest especially, right? Because he's just really mad at Damian Priest for some reason. He ended up, losing the match by disqualification. And now he's shit out of luck when it comes to a title match with Jacob Fatu. So now he has a problem with Damian Priest. Damian Priest comes out and he's like, hey man, we're all in this situation pretty much because you lost your title at fucking WrestleMania. Like, LA Knight's like, yo, you just lost your match at WrestleMania 2. We got two fucking losers just standing in the ring talking about, well, you lost. Well, you lost too. So really it's your fault. No, well, you lost. So like, what are we doing here, man? We're over here comparing L's. These two grown-ass men in the middle of the ring. But anyways, all this shit ends up breaking down to is they were supposed to have a match later in the night, but they decided to have a match right now, okay, right at this very moment. So, that's what ended up happening next, man. So we got into, of course, we got a commercial first, you know what I mean? First 10 minutes of the show, go ahead, just drop a commercial in there. Then the match happens, and the match is long as fuck, man. Match is like fucking 15 minutes. 15 damn near 20 minutes. And then, to make that even sweeter, we got this long-ass match that nobody actually gives a shit about. To make it even sweeter, here comes Solo Sikoa. Here comes Jacob Fatu. Attacking these motherfuckers. Yet again. What? It really pisses me off. Because what reason does Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu have to go out there and interrupt the match? What reason? Like, Jacob Fatu already has the title. If anybody needs to be trying to interrupt matches, and it should be these motherfuckers, should be the challengers. Why is the champion and his now underling, which is Solo Sikoa is now the underling of Jacob Fatu? Why are they interfering in matches that have nothing to do with them? This shit just doesn't make sense. But that's what ended up happening, okay? Solo Sikoa comes out. I think he hit Damian Priest or something like that. So I think Damian Priest won the match. I'm not sure who won the match. It ended in DQ, so it doesn't really even matter. But they ended up, fighting. Jacob Fatu jumps off. You know how the shit goes. You know how this shit normally goes. So Solo comes out first, and then Jacob Fatu, and whatever, okay? We move the fuck on. This was annoying. This was a trog to get through. This was just fucking bad. This whole thing was just bad. And it sucks that LA Knight had to be fucking attached to this shit. Because I really do like LA Knight. But I hated this intro. I really did. Next up, we got an interview between Fraxium and Byron Saxton earlier in the night, where they're just talking about how they're happy to be here and they're going to turn the tag team division on its head. All the general shit that these motherfuckers always say. Then, here comes Pretty Deadly, and Pretty Deadly basically challenged them to a match. They said they want to see how good they really are. And one thing that I'm looking at while I'm watching these two teams on the screen is that Axiom and fucking Nathan Frazier, they're like 5'6" apiece. These motherfuckers would be 6 foot tall if they stood on each other's shoulders. Like, these motherfuckers are tiny. Tiny. Pretty Deadly, they're like not huge. They're like maybe 6'2", 6'1", 6'2", 6'3", somewhere in that range. But they are towering over Fraxium. Towering. And I'm supposed to believe. Alright, whatever. Okay? We move on. Next up, we get that match that was just set up. Alright? Of course, we got a commercial first, but then we get that match. Pretty Deadly versus Fraxium. Most of this match happens like while a commercial is going. So you couldn't really get into it. At the end of the day, what you need to know is that obviously Fraxium won. Alright? It was I believe their first match, or maybe last week was their first match. I don't even remember. But one thing is for sure, that once again, this is Triple H's magnum opus. Okay? This is how Triple H does everything. Bring up some new talent, sign somebody, have them come in, go 50-50 with some jobbers, and then let's hope they get over on goodwill or some shit like that. Because that's what we're getting out of Fraxium. We still don't know who these guys are. All right, we know that they're happy to be here, and that's great. Everybody seems to be happy to be there. So we know they're happy to be here. That's awesome and whatnot. But we still don't know who the fuck these guys are, why this guy wears his mask, who the fuck Nathan Frazier is, why these motherfuckers came to be, or how they came to be a tag team, what's their dynamic, who's the smart guy, who's the dumb guy, what's going on here? We have no idea, but we do have a match, so hopefully you like them now. And we move on. All right, we got Michin and B-Fab backstage. They're saying some shit about Liv Morgan being off doing her movie and that and the other. But when they come back, and when she comes back, they won a title match for the tag team championships. And I'm just sitting here like, man, get these bitches off my screen. Like, they're both tappable. Michin, B-Fab, both extremely tappable. Okay. Extremely tappable, but get them off my screen. They have no charisma at all. They're not believable characters at all. They're not characters. Nobody's a character in this, but you get my point. Just get them off my screen. I'm done with them. All right. Then the Secret Service pulls up. All right. Piper Niven comes up. Alba Fire patting everybody down, patting Nick Aldis down and shit. And here comes Chelsea Green, and Chelsea Green is so distraught. Chelsea Green is a fucking champ, man. She's the best part of this entire show. Chelsea Green basically comes up and says that, you know, she needs a rematch with Zelina Vega. Not Adam Pearce, even though they're the same one. Nick Aldis basically says that she's not going to get a rematch tonight. Zelina Vega is going to go up against Piper Niven, and if Piper Niven wins, then she's going to be number one contender. And this, that, and the other, right? So we got Zelina Vega versus Piper Niven. That match is now set up, and we move the fuck on. We get a John Cena and Randy Orton little video package from their 2013 match at TLC. Good memories. All right, I was just a young buck. Then we get a recap of the whole situation between Nia Jax, Tiffany Stratton, Jade Cargill, and Naomi that happened last week. Their whole little brawl and all that shit, and just everything was just convoluted. And this next segment is supposed to address what all happened, but we got nothing. We really got nothing. This is basically how it broke down. Nia Jax came out. All right, she started to cut somewhat of a promo. Then here comes Tiffany Stratton. She cuts a promo about, you know what I'm saying, how she's, you know, been the best thing since sliced bread ever since she left Nia Jax. She never needed her and all this shit or whatever, right? Then Naomi interrupts, all right? Naomi comes out. Everybody's music has to play, right? So Tiffany Stratton's music hits. She comes out, promo. Then Naomi, her shit hits, promo. And then here comes Jade Cargill behind Naomi, because Jade Cargill is just on site with Naomi at all times. They're not even trying to put a microphone in Jade Cargill's hand at this point. They're like, every time you go out there, you're going to go out there to beat a bitch's ass. And that's exactly what the fuck Jade came out there to do. She came out there to beat on Naomi. All right. Nia Jax ended up getting involved, and, you know, it all turned into a big brawl between all of them. Nick Aldis comes out, sets up a tag team match for later on tonight, and we move the fuck on. All right. This was ass. I did not like this at all. This is just convoluted. I'm tired of all this multi-person just for whatever, like, just throw them all out there and just let them go at each other. Like, it's just enough. Okay, we get it. You don't have any ideas right now, so you gotta get everybody on screen at once and just hope somebody gets over. I'm just looking at this whole segment, and I'm looking at Jade Cargill, who should be a champion by now, in my own opinion. I don't care how green she is in the ring. I don't care what y'all are talking about with that. She should be a champion by now. And the fact that she's just in this bullshit. I mean, at least she's, you know, adjacent to the championship at this point, but it's like, could have been so much more, so much sooner. But whatever. Like I said, we move on. All right, we got a recap of the whole Miz and Alister Black situation last week. All right, Melody Miz, they're backstage right before the gorilla area. They're getting hyped up. I really love this dynamic between Melo and Miz. I hope this doesn't break down into the same shit. I mean, I just know it's going to. I just know it's going to. But I really hope that this doesn't break down into the same shit that we always get with Miz just turning on whoever he's mentoring, and then that's how, I don't know, the person that he's mentoring gets over. Like, I just let this whole dynamic play out, because it works, and I think that the Miz needs to stop turning on people at this point, because he turns on every fucking body. Just let this shit play out. Shit, let Melo be the one that turns. Something, I don't know. Just stop. Honestly, just stop doing turns. Let's just, for a little while now, let whoever's a face, just let him stay a face, and whoever's a heel, let him stay a heel. Okay, that's where I'm at right now. But whatever, they hype each other up. Cool. Next up, we get Alister Black versus Miz. All right, and most of this match happened in a picture-in-picture commercial. Now, here's the thing. All right, this was a 10-minute match. Alister Black won, and he had a little stare down with Melo at the end. But here's my thing. Like I said, okay, with these signings and people that he's bringing up from NXT, Triple H has no idea how to build these people to be people that we should actually believe in. Alister Black comes back last week, and the same with Rusev, but we'll get to that. Alister Black comes back last week, takes out a jobber in The Miz for no reason, too. He just came back, pulls up, right, out of nowhere, comes into the ring, and just fucking backspin kicks fucking The Miz, and that's that. This week, he has a match. No promo to explain what he did. No vignette to explain what he did. A little video package, something like that. No backstage interaction to explain, right? Some dialogue that'll get us more in tune with whatever this storyline is. If it is a storyline, it's not a storyline, but whatever. Something to get us more involved in this. No, let's just have Alister Black come back. He's going to spin kick The Miz. Then we're going to have a 10-minute match with the Miz, right? A 50-50 back and forth match. And it's going to be mostly checks notes in between commercials. Okay, that's how we're going to get you over, Alister. I hope the people really love you, because they'll see how good you are in the ring, and they'll see that you have all the tattoos and you look cool. So yeah, that's how we're going to do it. You're going to get over. Like, what the fuck is going on in the creative room right now? What is this shit? And it's the same shit with Rusev. Comes back, beats up on an absolute jobber, a couple of jobbers, and now he's going to go one-on-one with a jobber next week. Like, what the... There is crack in the writer's room right now, and not the good kind. We move on, all right? We got Rey Phoenix and Santos backstage, and I could not give not 1, 2 shits less of a fuck about this whole little thing right here. I really couldn't. All right, I could not get into it. What you need to know is that they ended up setting up a match. You know, Santos, he's been trying to get at Rey Phoenix ever since he got here. Rey Phoenix hasn't been going, so now they're about to fight. That is basically the whole thing. All right, next up we got Zelina Vega versus Piper Niven. This match was terrible. All right, I'm over it. Another 50-50 match. Piper Niven is 300 pounds. Zelina Vega weighs $1, soaking wet, with some high heel pumps on. She is like 3'7", bro. 3'7", only weighs like 85 pounds. And I'm supposed to believe that she's going 50-50 with Piper Niven. I can't, bro. I can't. There's no... What is ring psychology anymore? Like, what is in-ring psychology? There is none of that. Just go out there and make each other look good. So now the match is fucking awful because you have Piper Niven having to slow down or lift herself up in a lot of different areas, throw herself around just so she can make Zelina look good. This was bad. I hated everything about this match. All right, Zelina Vega picks up the victory because duh. All right, and we fucking move on. And we get Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu backstage. All right, and once again, I couldn't care less about this whole segment, man. What you need to know is that Solo Sikoa basically got Jacob Fatu in some shit here because Nick Aldis set up a triple threat match, not tag team match, just triple threat match at Backlash between Damian Priest, Damian Priest, LA Knight, and Jacob Fatu. Set up that match, and then Solo Sikoa was like, but that doesn't even make sense. Technically, Drew won the number one contenders match, so he should be the only one, that's in the match, which is true. And then Nick Aldis is like, all right, cool. Well, instead of a three-way, we're just going to make it a fatal four-way. Drew McIntyre, LA Knight, Damian Priest, Jacob Fatu. That's it. The conversation's over. We're done now. So we got another multi-person match, and honestly, I'm not excited for this. Like I said, there's no storylines here. Everything is just being thrown together, and I get it. There's only a couple of weeks, but in those couple of weeks, you gotta make it make sense. It's not my fault. You know what I'm saying? It's not my fault. It's not our fault as fans that WWE has decided to book themselves like this. All right, WrestleMania. And then fucking Backlash is 3 weeks later. And then fucking Saturday Night main event is 2 weeks later. And then fucking Money in the Bank is 3 weeks later. SummerSlam after that is 5 weeks later. Nobody told them to do that. Nobody told them to book that shit like that. So don't get on me for expecting good stories when you decided to book yourself like that. How can anybody be invested or interested in any of this shit going on right now when it's just a bunch of bullshit just getting tossed together? Next, we get Randy Orton cutting a passionate promo. All juiced up, nigga. All juiced up, ready fucking to do, damage, right? He's just basically tells John Cena that, he's the legend killer, and John Cena is just another legend that he has to kill. All right, another legend that he has to put down. This was a decent promo for what it was. With John Cena not there, though, it just makes the whole thing kind of pointless, in my opinion. But at least we got to see Randy Orton tonight. That's never a bad thing, in my opinion. So we move on. Nia Jax and Naomi, they're backstage, and they do the same shit that they did last week, where Nia comes up, talks some shit. She's like, hey, stay out my way, this, that, and the other. Naomi, she says her one line, proceed with caution, and we move the fuck on, okay? Now we have Randy Orton backstage, runs into R-Truth, where R-Truth basically tells Randy Orton that, hey, I'm on John Cena's side. I'm running with my childhood hero, John. Randy Orton's getting ready to sock R-Truth's face between his motherfucking neck. Like, he's ready to do R-Truth bad. All right, that's what's about to happen here. But R-Truth gets saved by Jimmy Uso for some reason. I don't know what Jimmy Uso and R-Truth have going on right now. But, R-Truth gets saved by Jimmy. Jimmy's like, hey, you know how he is. You know what he be on. Like, don't even pay attention to him. He's like, man, you gonna get your fucking face punched in by Randy Orton if you don't chill out. R-Truth like, hey, man, don't be worrying about me. And then we move on. We got Rey Phoenix versus Santos Escobar in a match that nobody could possibly care about. Nobody could possibly give a shit about this match, but we're getting it. All right. This was another long-ass match, like 10, 15 minutes, 50-50, back and forth, right down the middle. Santos Escobar is a jobber. Rey Phoenix wins by the skin of his teeth, and we move on. All right? Next, we get a little interview backstage with Jade Cargill and Tiffany Stratton, where they're basically just doing the old-fashioned, you just stay out of my way. Well, me and Nia Jax are going to have a number one contenders match next week, so we'll see who's holding the championship this time, whatever. I don't remember when she said. And then Tiffany's like, anytime, any place, stay out of my way. You stay out of my way during the match, and we'll be fine. We'll get through this just fine. Whatever. That's basically what that was. We move on. Street Profits, they get a vignette. They're not on the show, of course, because fuck the Street Profits. All right, that's how Triple H is feeling right now. Fuck the Street Profits. And we move the fuck on. We got LDF backstage with Andrade, and I tuned out this segment. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. All right, this segment, between a bunch of people that can't speak English, bro. I'm not about to sit here and try to decipher everything that these motherfuckers are saying, especially Andrade. That motherfucker don't speak any motherfucking English. All right, I'm not about to sit here and try to translate this shit, go through with Siri and Google Translate this shit. No, I'm not doing it. All right, but it just looks like there's a lot of turmoil in the LDF right now because all they do is fucking lose. Now we have the main event for the evening. That's Jade Cargill, Tiffany Stratton versus Nia Jax and Naomi. And this match was what it was, man. It was a 10-minute match. Most of it happened during commercial because obviously, you know what I mean, Jade Cargill and Tiffany Stratton ended up picking up the win. Jade Cargill, she like the way that she won, she basically fucking hit Nia Jax with like a power bomb off the top rope. It's a pretty good spot. She ends up winning off of that, so that leads me to believe that she's gonna lose this title match or this number one contenders match next week, which would just be the worst fucking possible thing that Triple H could possibly do for Jade Cargill right now. Like I just don't know. I don't see Nia Jax getting pinned 2 weeks in a row. But, I mean, that's literally what's going to have to happen at this moment. Like, because if Triple H buries Jade Cargill under Nia Jax, let me just tell you, man, I'm not saying I'm going to stop watching product. But what I am saying is I might stop watching product. Like, if Triple H put all these millions of dollars into the marketing of Jade Cargill, just the marketing alone, right? Just the intros and all that shit, and all the vignettes and shit that she got in the beginning, and the all the shit that they were doing, the millions of dollars they spent on all that marketing for her. If he buries her under Nia Jax, a multiple-time women's champion in her own right, which is, that's what's up. But while he has no stars coming up right now, he has no stars. He has made 0 stars. This will just be the perfect, like I said, the perfect way to just bury the whole fucking plan. All the millions of dollars, this just be fucking perfect. And I can see Triple H doing that shit. That's why I'm not very excited for next week. All right. But yeah, that was tonight's show, y'all. This shit was it was boring. It was boring. Nothing happened. Nothing of consequence happened. Obviously, we got a couple of matches for Backlash set up, but I'm not excited. Like, I'm not excited for Backlash. I don't know if you are. I can't be. This shit just sounds horrible. The whole thing is just getting tossed together, thrown together over the course of a couple of weeks. So it's like, this is going to be the most filler pay-per-views that you could ever see in life. That's what this Backlash is going to be. So I give this show a fucking solid 2 out of 10. Like I said, nothing happened. Triple H sucks at everything that he does right now. And that just is what it is, man. So let me know what y'all think down in the comments below. If you like the show, if you hate the show, you know what I'm saying? If you love the show, let me know down below. And then I'll catch you in the next video. This has been your boy, Nate the Great, back with another video. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.